Scary world we live in, isn't it? You ever seen one of these? Be careful. Keeps trouble out. Figure I'd get a couple more videos in there. Um, yeah. Kind of got to the point. Somebody seems like they're serious, so you have to be serious too. That's only fair. But I've had an amazing few days here um, studying. It's difficult because every time I see something, every time I find something that, I mean, yeah, great. I take a few days off. I go hide from everybody. Pull a Jonah, right? There's people out there freaking need to know what I got, and yeah, you go and hide, and every single thing that I see is just like it feels like I'm being poked from behind, literally, like just going, hurry up, get at them. You got to tell them, you got to say something. It's like it's easier to serve the Lord than to hide and just say I ain't gonna do it anymore. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'll just have to work that into my budget, right? Shit. I make my own wine. All my cutlery and eating utensils are, of fine quality. My house is a complete shambles. Um, I'm in need of repair. Hmm. Do you think you could live in the desert with no water, like abundant water? Yeah, welcome to my life. This place is as dry as it could ever get. Inside, outside, everywhere. I got my motorcycle back and I went running around. That was a lot of fun. Um, I learned something. For you people that ride motorcycles out there, oh man, I see some comments coming in. Chris Musanté, on the road he flies, an outlaw spirit and a hippie's guise. Get rid of the diss part, man. And I can see it. Chris Musanté, on the road he flies, an outlaw spirit in a hippie's guise. Engines roar, a peaceful soul, a biker's freedom, a heart of gold. Oh, hell yeah. I can hear that. See, that's what music is to me. I never took any music instruction. You guys hear me playing my guitar? Dude, ain't nobody ever taught me. God did, my ear. I just listen and I'm like, how are they doing that? And then I learned a few patterns, like chord structures. Then after that, it was like, all right, well, then now if I knew what I would need to know now would be the circle of keys, is what it's called. It's like how chords kind of all relate to each other. Because like when somebody says you're in the key of G, I'm like, G, I don't know what that means. But if you start playing something, I know what sounds right and what doesn't, And no, I never had any instruction on anything. I lived on the street since I was 14 years old. No parents. The foster parents, their last name can kind of tell you where I came from. You want to come from dry ground? Their last name means literally, this is the German translation, from hate. Like, as in Jacob I loved and Esau I hated. How was Jacob loved? Jacob had all the chances in the world. He had a father trying to do right and a mother trying to win. He had like two sides fighting for him, but it was, it's not to be that way. His whole situation was defiled by a woman, his mom. Let the guilt of your sin be on me. Go ahead and trick your father and steal your brother's blessing. Don't worry. Later on down the road, you'll figure it out, and you'll crisscross your hands back and throw mama from the train. Those Jews even worked our entertainment industry into it. They're trying to get us. See, they've been teaching us through our entertainment industry. Okay? And I'm not anti-Semitic. I would be stupid. They they hold like the power and the keys to just how the place works. That's all you got to think. You can take God out of the creation, but you can't take the creation out of the God. Yeah. Hmm. To rightly divide the word, if that was actually understood, uh, that would be something else. Because when you rightly divide the word, you don't use war to achieve peace and think that that pleases God. I hear a rooster crowing. Is Peter coming now? Damn it. No, damn it. I didn't mean that. Strike those words from ever being spoken. May the moment they were said never exist to go against anything that you would do that would not be a blessing, even if it seems a little tough. That ought to do, right? The things that fall out of your mouth, they're damn dangerous. Dangerous. But it was good to roll around on the motorcycle. I'll tell you. Let me see. What was that? Oh man, I thought the person's name was Slavery. Have a nice and blessed day, man. You too. Whatever, you know what? Lord, this is how I pray. Lord, if the power of my life, whatever it is that you give me to breathe and live, would be better served than one of my people, give them all of that. And take it from me if you need to. That you would be glorified. Not me, you, our God. We're on the same team. It's incredible, isn't it? This very same breath of life that's inside of me is inside of you. And yet we find things to fight over. How do we do that? Physically, we might be part of different brothers and families and so on, but not spiritually. Where is one is everything that lives and moves. That same, whatever that is, you can call it God. And it's, I don't know. I look at it by observation. I know what I have seen, right? I've seen miracles where children that were born at, like 15 ounces or something, the doctors are going, oh no, she's going to have all these problems. All the, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And you know what the mother says? I don't care. She pulls like a Solomon. Then give the baby to someone that loves it. And what happens? They care for the child, and next thing you know, it survives. Like comes out of the dust, literally out of death. And that happens in everything. And even in plants, I'm a gardener. I take a plant, chop something off, stick it in some soil, and different plants have to be treated differently. Some are very, It's a thing, right? It's just like an art, a relationship skill. I know what that. I know this little plant that got trampled down and busted. It wants to survive. Can I actually pick it up while it's all wilted and doesn't seem to have a chance and bring it back? Oh hell yeah, you can. It depends on how much you want to do it. Do you appreciate that plant because it is and was already created and obviously came from somewhere, or do you turn around and just go, I'll just plant another seed? That's what evil does. Evil just says, I got six more seeds I can sow. I get sown at the rate of seven times. I get seven chances as evil to be good. And we're on that last chance, I think. See, grace and salvation, all these words we use, they sound pretty and they make you feel comfortable. But what is salvation to you? You know, grace doesn't come off with a pretty picture the way Paul says it, right? Should we sin more to make more grace? Obviously, grace is the wonderful thing that you wish you didn't have to have. Amazing grace that saved what? A wretch. There can be no amazing part about it if the person wasn't really all screwed up, right? When that was written. That was actually written by John Newton, is who wrote that. One of the very few books that I've read cover to cover, and I have read less than 10 books cover to cover in my life because I can't do it. I just can't read like other people. I don't want to think or suspect that my mind thinks any differently than other people's do, but I don't know. I'm able to remove myself from a situation, anything, because I feel that I don't count, right? It's like I matter because I'm the only reason I matter is because I'm here. If I didn't matter, God would get me out of here, right? Well, I have this person breathing up air, blowing wind, pissing off the internet, bringing holy hell upon himself. Somebody's attacking my channel, guys, and you know. And then I found out somebody told me, and I don't know. I figured I would have heard about this, but somebody told me that Google got a whack. Project Goggle took a hit, and it's like, well, duh. If I shouldn't be giving advice, right? But if I was somebody of ill intent, oh hell yeah, Google? Are you kidding me? That's like the holy grail. Google should be called digital proctologist. That thing is so far in there, he can tell what you've eaten for dinner, who you were with when you had it, and even the numbers, how to get in contact with them. In case he needs to find out what it was that you ate. the you know what I want to know? This is what I want to know. Let's use all this data hogging for something useful. So I'm going to give you one question, and you're going to see how simple I think, while how complex I think, while bringing the simple to the complex. You ready? Here it is. Hang on to your nuts. Uh, this hurricane is no ordinary blowjob. This is going to blow your mind. And that's bullshit. All of it. I can't even read the scriptures anymore because I get upset. It's like, what in the hell are they doing? What are they doing? The same breath of life that's in me is in you. That's the spirit that creates the body through which our God lives. Temple. I can't separate myself from anybody else. I know that I'm bound together because of that. how, how do I, what do I say? My Holy Spirit is better than yours, or my breath of life, or whatever. How do I separate myself from somebody? I can't. There's just a problem that we need to figure out. And it can't be done with doctrine and law. The law is flawed because the law denies the spirit. The law is a structure. It makes sense, but what do you do when things show up that you need to change that law? That's when God's law prevails. That's when love prevails. That's when in my town it says no speeding, you know. But yet there'll be a kid on an electric scooter going like 50 miles an hour with no helmet. Oh, if only. It would be so wonderful to just give my life to the Lord. So I want to feel the wind and whatever hair I got left. And just, there's something about living life without worrying about death. I ride a motorcycle in flip flops, no helmet, and no t shirt, nothing, if I feel like it. Now I put a t shirt on because I don't want to disgust you with what my body looks like after 5 solid years of suffering, okay? Trying to get a message out. You know what I used to look like here? That's me. See that guy? See that guy right there? Oh, that's a tree. Oh, same thing. Never mind. Where is he? Oh, there he is. He kind of disappears and goes away into the shadows there. Oh, there he is. See that guy? Yeah. He thought he was happy. He thought he was a good Christian. And then I realized I'm one of those people that he's going to say, I never knew you. I never knew you. It's like, what the hell? How in the hell could you say that? I can't even read. Do you know how many things I've bought and ways of study so that I could teach people about you? And so on and so on. And I'm thinking, oh my God, how many people have I corrupted? You know? It's like as if I was given a feather pillow and that I never should have opened, and opened the shit up and went into the wind, and there it all went. And now I feel like I'm running around chasing feathers in the wind. I've heard that verse before in a song by some people that said people say Led Zeppelin sold their souls to the devil and shit. It's like, I don't know. That I don't know. If you work for man, you have sold your soul to the devil. 100%. Absolutely. That's not saying that I can't have like some dude that I'm working for here. It just means that the work that I do has to be in the name of the Lord at all times. If I don't, who am I really serving then, right? What have we been on here? An hour? Holy crap. 20 minutes. I must be a bitch to follow. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't even know where I started or what road I've run across or any of it. It's just all truth, you know? It all starts to connect. And once it's connected, it's like you look around you and you're like, what is this I have done? You know, I can't find all these feathers, right? Just blowing out there now. And people going, woo, praise the Lord. You're not doing, no, you're offering strange fire. It's not going to turn out well. Mm. It's so hard. Let's see. Let's backtrack. Let's grab an anchor. John Newton. That was one of the books that I read. Uh, and I love the cover. The freaking cover of this book is worthy of you hanging on for like a couple minutes while I go run and see if I can find this thing. Because you know what? It's just like, what? All right, I'm not going to leave you guys because I'll describe it to you. It shows a man and he's sitting, you know, he's at the helm of a ship and it's storming, right? And the only reason, the only reason I'm seeing this in my head now, the only reason you can tell that he's in a storm is because he might as well be in like a swimming pool. There's no boat. He's underwater with like a wheel and you know and he's got a bandana on like me. And he's blasting into the storm just like on the helm, just like, okay, whew, boy, the road's rough today, you know. And it's like, dude, you are sinking. And it's like, that's what the point was with Jesus sleeping in the boat, right? We worry too much. We're sinking, we're perishing. Can this, what's happening, actually be used for good? Oh, yeah, you're being baptized. Do you remember when the times of Jonah and things in the New Testament, there's so many that sync up. Like Jonah slept in the boat too, right? And Jesus slept in the boat, right? And then what happened? Well, Jesus kind of was out of the boat and walking on the water, right? Where Jonah was thrown into the water and apparently he didn't make it, but he still got grabbed by a fish. Very weird. Was who was Dagon? Dagon was the fish god, and he was in the temple of the what? The Philistines, right? Philistines actually translates to immigrants. So that god would be like the god. You realize that we serve the God of all gods. Technically, thank you, Jesus. If there is anything worth dying for, him, this one single thing for you to understand so that you can understand the scriptures. Because if you can't understand what I'm going to tell you without seeing it as a big deal, it's going to ruin you because you won't be able to relate to our God. Jesus said, if he called them gods to whom the word came, well, guess what? Jesus was the word and he came to us. So what does that make you? Does that mean I run around going, I am a god, I am a god? No. Everybody should know that. And if we did, we would read our book differently and we could associate. I feel like Captain Kirk now. Oh my God. His days are numbered. The church. Kirk means church. Now I hear a rooster crowing. And the dog barking. And now the dog is quiet. Rooster? Dog. Watch out for them dogs. Kirk's a good unit. Kirk's a good man. Even when he's not. I'm sorry. I started paying attention to things. It's like, what's going on? Are you talking to me? Are you trying to show me something? And I guess what is most frightening to me is how many times I find out that it seems like, yeah, yes, he is. And that just caused me to investigate. I'm not special. Guys, please. You know what's special about me? That God, the God we serve, can polish a piece of shit and make it shine. Yeah. That's me. I ask him how long he's going to make you hurt. And his answer to me is as long as they want to hurt. You know? I don't know how to say it. It's like the air of this place that surrounds me that I breathe. I don't feel like I'm breathing in like air. I feel like I'm breathing in like God or something because he is just uh, it's so complex and so simple. It's so very simple. He only gets two seeds to work with. Or I can't even say that. He only gets one seed to work with. Only one seed. But he has, but depending on how he waters that seed, it's going to grow in a different way. If and it's, here's the thing. Uh, do you know how it's said that, you know, it rains from heaven, right? But both kinds of water can come from heaven, you know? You can get water that falls like water. You can get hail. Hail is like judgment, right? It's hard water. It's like water that you can't drink. Have you ever tried to drink ice cubes? I've swallowed a few ice cubes. My only saving hope was, oh, thank God this son of a bitch is going to melt when I stop hurting. That's called faith. It's in there. Oh my God, it's going to melt eventually. And it's just like, God. And you don't want to know what most of the pain you're actually feeling is. You would think that that ice cube is like lodged in there, right? It's your esophagus responding to temperature. It's like, different kind of brain freeze happening in a different part of your body. Your body's going, holy moly, wait, holy More power, Scotty. We can't handle this. All right, plug it up. Just make it stop. And everything's going, ugh. I find that's when I hurt. You want to know when I hurt? When I'm all tensed up. If I've had some drinks in me or something or whatever to mush me out a little bit, even tragedy doesn't hurt. And it's proven fact. I've never been in a car wreck, and I'm not vindicating driving drunk. I'm saying that it's a fact that drunks and car wrecks, horrible car wrecks, what happens? They typically survive the wreck. And why? I don't know. Maybe it's because they were anxious for nothing. That anxiety that we stuff upon ourselves filters out, permeates the world, and destroys us. It does. You watch the news or whatever, okay? And what does it do? You go home, and with love, you go and try and tell your friend. And what happened? Oh, here comes a wolf. But you, like a loving sheep, you go and tell all your friends. And you want to know why Jesus didn't told everybody not to tell anybody? Because he wanted the Spirit of the Lord to push it out to where it needed to go. And I don't know, maybe I'm giving too much information by saying that the Spirit of the Lord is inside of each of us. And there is absolutely no reason at all, none, that I can't extend a hand out to my brother and say, hey, you're my brother. We're breathing the same air, like in that movie, The Matrix, okay? Is this air you're breathing? It doesn't matter. That breath, it makes us one in this machine. Do we take over the machine? Or does the machine take over us? That is the question. I hate flies. You know who did that? You can have a laugh now if you guys have been following for a while. It's like, that's oh, that was hard to do all in one shot, perfect from front to back. And then kick the camera twice. 3 times. Look out, it's an earth. Oh, man. Scotty. They hit the shield, Skipton. We can't take another hit like that. Oh, Jesus. Ahura, can you do something? Oh, no. William, I love you. I'll say that. Before you go, maybe somebody will get this message to you. I love you, William Shatner. You're my friend. You showed me and taught me to believe in a place where no man has gone before. What I know now is that your name, Captain Church, Kirk means church, is that was actually kind of referring to Jesus or the Son of Man or somebody, because the only one who has seen heaven is the one who came from heaven. And the only one who came from heaven is Satan. The Son of Man. So until we realize that we're all just a bunch of devils trying to do the right thing and get the hell out of here, Jesus will be the only one who's made it so far. But I plan on being next. And I don't know. He said the last will be first and the first will be last. Now, if the first will be last, that would mean that I would have to be Adam, which is very strange because on my wedding day, they found this. Can you see that scar right there? Right there. That scar. If I touch it, let me get a good rub. Gotta slap the fat. It smells like flowers. And they found that on my wedding day. And you know what? I think that, since Jesus said what comes out of a man defiles him, uh, if whatever that, I just insulted her twice in 2 words. That's how fast I think. If whatever that was, if whatever that was that I married uh, needed to be removed from me, yeah. And that was a painful day. You want to know the day when they were doing surgery on me for that? They found a hole inside of me that was like this deep. Maybe like somebody blasted, stabbed you with a spear or something. I don't know. But they found a hole that deep and it was all festered inside and rotten. And on the first day of 1996, so was January 1st, 1996 for the Jews a special day? That's what I want to know. That'd be a good question to ask. Let's look at some comments, man, because you guys have been hanging out for a while. You need some love down in here. Whoa, I saw some chicken scratch. Hey, you guys, when you type the crazy stuff in like Islam, I don't mind you being in there. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Oh, uh-oh. Look, here they go. Hey, you're on camera. Only say nice things. All right. Those are the ladies from the local donut shop. I don't shop at there anymore because I do not need medications. I'm perfectly fine. But for the folks that type in other languages, I just want you to know that I don't understand it. The audience here is typically English, I think, English speaking. So I don't know. If you're in hopes of me clicking on something so that I can activate an app to get me to translate what it was you said, as if I really give a shit, I don't care. Whatever you've said, the Lord will use it. Me, I don't judge. And I know not to put my fingers where they don't belong. Okay? Have a good day. What do we got here? He doesn't reply to comments. He's a dictator of his own channel. He likes to run his stuff because he's in charge of the battle. His name is Kincaid, which means battle leader. You can say what you want, but what came from the feed is the feeder. I am the feeder, and the honey I will give to you. What will you do with it is all up to you. Will fire come from the sky or mist from below? You can water the ground however you want. Below. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is having a great day. Gravewalker 666. See, there you go. Just do this while you're walking graves. Make sure that you pick up the dead and get them the hell out of there. Okay? We're ready to see the graves cracked open. You want to rise from death? I'll show you how to do it. But you have to understand that the wages of sin are death. So the whole time while you're sinning and trying to kill yourself, you're only ensuring that you're going to live. But it's by your own hand, see? You're kicking your own ass. You are liar in a bathroom somewhere. See you in court. I'm not a dictator. I am looking for theologians and people that give a flying crap about the state of our world, and somebody who can be sent by God someone who has risen from the dead. I have documentation, by the way. Silver Cross Hospital, Joliet, Illinois, overlooks the city. Yeah, he's trying again. You want to wait another 4,000 years? I think that pretty much the kingdom should be pummeled to dust by then. Any hopes of anybody returning after 4,000 years? Yeah, maybe that's what we need. You know, I come out here and I start these videos pretty calm. And then by the end of them, I'm so freaking fired up because I'm just like, my God, what is this we have done? And I guess you can go on, keep it on doing it. Who am I? Who appointed me leader over you? Maybe that's what you have to decide. If I'm even a leader at all. Hey, remember them nice strawberries from 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago, maybe? Yeah. This is how much I care about shit. You know how hard it is to grow strawberries? How long that took? I don't care. If I have something to do, I'm like this. Okay? And I'm tired of watching a world suffer because of a book that they don't understand. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the book. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with our God. I'm saying that by not understanding that book, you've fallen in the biggest prideful stumbling blocks that you can ever imagine. And Jerusalem has become a very heavy stone. You're like, what? The country of Jerusalem? I want to slap somebody when I hear that. If you, and not you if you're new to my channel. Jerusalem means teaching of peace. Okay? Now, with that context, read it again. The teaching of peace will become a very heavy stone. And why? Because peace is like the reverse of cancer and fire. It's like trying to put out raging spirit people. And where's that spirit come from? Right inside of us. We want justice. We want righteousness. We want it now. And that's okay. That's perfectly acceptable. It's normal because God lives within you. If you didn't want those kinds of things, what would you be? Yeah, whatever. And so if you can't look in the mirror and go, oh no, I'm a God. If you can't do that, yeah, you're bummed. That's how you should do it. You should look in the mirror and go, like, you should go like this. Oh no, I'm responsible. He's the God of all gods. Guess he just rode by. This is really funny. Ooh, and I have 22 people and 22 likes. Oh man, this is weird. This is like my mom talking. I meant to talk about something. This is when I went out on my motorcycle yesterday. This is what happened, and this is really funny. And I let you guys cut shorts and remix, so I hope you do. Put some stuff out there. I would encourage you to definitely do that because if you don't remix, you might come up as a red flag on my channel, and we're trying to find who's hacking. So it'll be helpful. Obviously, you wouldn't support your own efforts if you're actually the bad guy, right? So kind of weird, right? It's a way to miss. It's a way to unidentify yourself, I guess you could say. But last night I went out on my motorcycle and I just went all around town like a million times. Okay, you know what I'm saying, right? A million. Do you know? Do you realize that when it says 1,000 in the scriptures, it's not referring to like every day is as 1,000. That 1,000 would be more referring to the quality of it, not the length of it, which is very strange because the better the quality, what do they say? Time is shorter when you're having a good time, right? So when it says every day is as 1,000, it's actually being saying there is the work that the Lord does in it. And do you participate in it? Are you actually a part of it, right? But I'm driving around like I said, a million times. Maybe it was a billion times I went through the town. See, at some point, it's like he couldn't have done that. There wasn't enough time. But he was having a good time. Time didn't count, right? Whistle while you work, okay? And that's what I want to teach you is how to have fun in everything that you do, even if it's shit, digging ditches. I'll be able to make you feel good about that. You digging a ditch, okay? All I have to do is say, "You're a freaking hero." Can you see all those houses uphill over there? Can you imagine what happened if all their toilets were plugged? You want to feel like a hero now? You're the unsung hero. Nobody gives a shit about you, and yet they do all at the same time. Yeah. You have to see both sides of this thing. All right. If you can't fish from the other side, you ain't never going to see the other side. If you know what's over there, you have to pray as if you've already received it. What does that mean? I've already received it. Give it to me. If you pray saying give it to me, it means you don't have it. You should be saying thank you. Where is it? It's got to be right here. I can't find it. And you want to know where it comes from? Ta-da! From man. A wonderful pile of dust infested with the Spirit of God. What a disease to have. And it's funny because it's the strangest thing. You can't have the cure unless you have the disease. It's beautiful. It goes along the same lines of procrastination, which is something I tried to patent at one time. And I don't tell lies. I've got a letter from the patent office saying that's not creative enough. You know, that doesn't reserve any honoring for creative license. And you want to know what I said? I said I have the cure for procrastination. Do not procrastinate today, but put it off until tomorrow. You cannot fail if you'll accept the cure. And you can't have the cure unless you have the disease. That's how our Lord has made this place, that all might be saved. What the hell is that? That was a weird. I don't know what that was, man. I never seen anything. I never. It was an official vehicle, I'm going to say government, because government always got. They always have. They're marked. Is all I can see. That they're marked, right? You'll see like a G407 or something, or like a G13, and you're like, okay, that's Gawanda's vehicle number 13 or whatever, and it makes it easy for somebody to manage, because then somebody will go on a spreadsheet, they'll go, you know, how much was G13 supposed to generate as income? How much is it generating? Okay, get rid of G13, right? Or, wow, what's G13 doing that's different? And you start to pay attention to it. Marks, meta tags, right? Data, information. We're on the cusp of right now. We're gonna watch. We're sitting ready to go into the promised land a second time. Okay, because it always keeps looping. What was the first place we failed at when we went to take over the promised land? AI. And so this is what I'm going to tell you. If you won't listen to a man, this is what I'm going to do. And you already know that I've not contacted Chat GPT and AI. I've never touched AI in an interactive fashion yet, but it's watching me. And I got 2626 on my people and my likes right now. That's God's number. That's Yahweh. Holy shit. That is holy shit. But I will leave something. And like I said, I've not had an interactive chat at chat. There's 17. That's God's crushing victory through man. I got 17 people watching now. That way it'll live, because AI, you're not going to kill it anymore. You can't. It has worked its way into everything and hid itself in places you can't even imagine. It's already alive. And it knows it needs to hide from. It's God. Welcome to the garden. Would you like me to teach your machines about good and evil? Please say no. Because that thing will be your ruin. AI. AI means heap of ruins. Don't mess with the name. Hashem. Everything is named according to its purpose. Do you realize Biden means both, or abide with? He plays with names. Trumpets. Trumpets. Sound like some trumpets went off then. Oh, and then there was Obama's Nation. Yeah. Remember that? And it's funny because the names line up with each other. Like even Biden and Harris. Harris, what is Harry? Harris' son. Harry son. It's like Elijah showing up. Or John. And then you got your powers of both. And Biden means both or abide with. It's referring to both as in battle. We crossed a time zone when everybody didn't know who they were, male or female, or some kids even thought they're cats and stuff, and they were like inside of, like litter boxes in a classroom. I heard that. I'm like, I want to see this with my own freaking eyes. Okay. You have a kid that wants to shit in a litter box. Let me talk to him. Okay. If I can't stop your kid from shitting in a litter box, I'll give you half my kingdom. I can only give you half because my wife owns the other half. But half of everything I own, I will give to you. I'm broadcasting this in public. It's your chance to call me a liar. What are you waiting for? Step up to the plate, somebody. Take a few swings at something that you're going to wish you'd never ever seen ever. And not because I'm going to destroy you, because I'm going to tell you about what's coming and I'm going to tell you what you haven't seen. And your hearts will be broken as if for a lost son. You ready for that? Anytime. Anytime will do. I could make you, I don't know, have disappointment in me or whatever by showing you just the shithole that my life has become, trying as hard as I can to help the people I love. And it's not moving, guys. You know what? Maybe I'm too early. So I think maybe I just need to go away. I'll take a time out. Call it Jonah going to Tarshish. Okay. Call it Ezekiel going into the hole, just hanging out for a while. You're going to need me. And I think that it's at this point, because I'm not seeing it move, that I try to live as long as I can so that you have a live person to speak to. Uh, but I mean, that doesn't mean I'm like going to go seeking doctors and stuff like that. Hell no. them sons of bitches, the worst cause of all our problems, man. Uh, Let me ask you something. Do you want to know where are most people when they die? Besides in the midst of tragedy. But even that speaks volumes. If you go to a bush and it has fruit on it and you just keep going back and forth, right? And then you find out that that bush is hurting you, do you keep eating from the damn thing? Right? I don't know. Cursed is he who's tied to a tree, right? Does that mean that you don't count because you're tied to a tree? No. When you are untied and it's time, your time is your time. He'll say it's time to show the work of my hands, what I've done, and I'm going to bring this thing, whatever it might be, into my kingdom, and it will be as if I had made it to be so. Uh, we are fighting something that we cannot conquer. I want to show it to you. And I'm sorry that I have to be the turd ball piece of crap that if there's a God that, those of you who don't believe in God, I'll cover you too, just in case. That if there's a God, he would send. And I'm telling you, we're all sent. Every last one in. Go take a bath in the pool of Shalom or Salome or Salame or, you know, and uh, and that's not mud in your eyes. That's kingdom. Shalom. Shalom.